As the sun began its descent behind the jagged peaks, casting an eerie glow over the forest, I felt a shiver crawl up my spine. I stood at the entrance of the trail, a narrow path enveloped by ancient trees that whispered secrets in the wind. I tightened the straps of my backpack and took a deep breath, ready to embark on a hiking adventure that would forever haunt my dreams. With each step, the forest seemed to grow darker, its silence pressing against my eardrums. The crunch of leaves underfoot was the only sound, amplifying my growing unease. As twilight fell upon the land, the temperature plummeted, causing an icy chill to grip my bones. But I pressed on, driven by the thrill of the unknown and the promise of breathtaking vistas. Hours passed, and the trail twisted and turned, its labyrinthine nature disorienting me. A sense of foreboding lingered in the air, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. My heart raced and my mind played tricks on me, conjuring shadows that danced at the periphery of my vision. Yet I pressed on, ignoring the unease and pushing deeper into the heart of the forest. It was then that I stumbled upon a clearing, bathed in the pale moonlight. In the center stood a solitary cabin, its wooden frame weathered and worn by time. An inexplicable pull drew me closer, as if an invisible hand beckoned me inside. Against my better judgment, I entered the cabin, the creaking door echoing through the silence. Inside, the air was stale and heavy, suffused with a peculiar scent that made my stomach churn. The flickering candlelight barely penetrated the shadows that clung to the corners of the room. My eyes scanned the surroundings, searching for any signs of life, but found none. Something wasn't right, and a cold dread settled within me. As I turned to leave, a shrill creak echoed from above, sending shivers cascading down my spine. I glanced up, my gaze drawn to the ceiling. What I saw would forever be etched into the recesses of my mind. A figure draped in tattered rags hung lifelessly from a crude noose. Its eyes, hollow and vacant, stared into the abyss. Panic seized me as the room spun and swirled, morphing into a nightmare. The walls closed in, suffocating me with their oppressive presence. Shadows writhed and contorted, whispering sinister secrets that grated against my sanity. The air turned fetid, and the stench of decay filled my nostrils. With a surge of adrenaline, I raced toward the door, desperate to escape the clutches of the cabin's malevolence. The forest outside greeted me with open arms, but its once serene beauty now felt sinister. Each step became a sprint, my heart pounding in rhythm with the crunch of leaves beneath my feet. It wasn't long before the forest turned against me. Roots snaked out from the ground, lashing at my ankles, threatening to send me sprawling. Vines slithered down from the trees, coiling around my limbs, dragging me deeper into the undergrowth. I fought against the vegetation, my muscles screaming in protest, but the forest was relentless. Just as despair threatened to consume me, a distant light pierced through the darkness. With the last vestiges of my strength, I lunged forward, breaking free from the forest's clutches. I stumbled into an open field, gasping for breath, my body covered in scratches and bruises. As I turned to face the forest, the trees loomed ominously, a silent reminder of the horrors I had endured. The wind whispered through their branches, carrying a chilling warning. The forest had shown me its true nature, a realm where nightmares bled into reality, and I, forever scarred by that fateful hike, would carry the weight of that horror for the rest of my days.